Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a Fear the Walking Dead video for today, since we do have the season finale for Season 3 of Fear the Walking Dead. We'll do some Q&A questions after, but let's give our thoughts first on some of the best episodes for Fear Season 3. And spoiler warning as per usual, if you guys are not cut out for Fear the Walking Dead, which is up to, well, tonight being the finale, so we're up to episode 14 for season 3, and thought, why don't we do a video today as starts the Q&A. We'll go back and we'll take a look at some of the best episodes of season 3 of Fear. I'll probably do a season in review this week, but the thing is because we have The Walking Dead season 8 starting next weekend, I just don't know for sure if we're going to have time. So I decided right now, let's, before the finale tonight, so given the finale, let's just take a look at some of these episodes and give our thoughts on some of our favorites. You guys can for sure write yours in the comments below. Which episodes really did it for you this season and which ones were your favorite in comparison, looking back and kind of seeing what was in those episodes. So let's start with Fear the Walking Dead Season 3's premiere, which is Eye of the Beholder. And this was a double premiere. So they did double premiere, double mid-season finale, double second half premiere, double season finale. So it's 16 episodes, which has been awesome for Fear. I really enjoy the 16 episodes because earlier seasons you had less, right? The first season was only 6. So it really wasn't that much, especially when you consider with this season you got like double premiere, double finale. Season 2 was 15 episodes, but now adding on the 16, I've really enjoyed this. So the season starting off with Eye of the Beholder and The New Frontier, I mean, these absolutely blew me away. I mean, these were so crazy that I remember with you guys on the channel talking about this. A lot of us were in shock. Like I said, spoiler warning. When you see Travis get killed, a lot of us are like, did he just die? And it wasn't until, and I'm glad they did this on Talking Dead, which is why I really like Talking Dead sometimes, because it kills the kind of the not knowing, where you have Dave Erickson after who just confirmed, yeah, Travis is dead. He's dead 100%. It wasn't some kind of weird hallucination dream sequence. He didn't fall down in some trees and he's not going to be okay. Travis is just dead, and that's it. So that was just such a shocking point to start the season off in. I mean, I never thought, and you guys saw my predictions, death predictions for season 3, which I never thought they would kill Travis off like that. I really thought that he might be kind of a long-running character, the last of the Manawa family, that he might be in the show for, many seasons to come. And that was just, it was so crazy. So they introduced all the new characters. You got, Troy and all the others from the ranch and everything. Those 2 episodes, the New Frontier. Very exciting as well, too, with kind of the, I want to say, Terminus-esque spot at the border that Troy's kind of running because he's crazy. It was an amazing premiere, and I still think that probably would have to be my high point for this season, just because even though it's right at the beginning, it just shocked me so much that they did that. So right at the end of Eye of the Beholder, and then kind of finding that out that it is in fact for sure in the second episode, was just, it was crazy, man. I mean, it was just absolutely a crazy double premiere. That night for Fear is one of the best nights they've ever had for the show, I think. And it was like, we know what you think is going to happen, but you're wrong. And, it's kind of one of those advantages to not having a comic book series prior. You don't know, the comic book series, you kind of know, okay, Rick's going to survive. Yeah, Rick's going to survive. I'm pretty sure of that. You watch Fear, you're like, Travis is Rick? Okay, Travis is going to make it. No, he's not. Madison is actually more like our Rick in this show. So, very surprising, and I think that's one of the high points for sure. We go through a few episodes here, some good pacing, some good development at the ranch and that kind of stuff. Yeah, Tio, Tawaki, the end of the world as we know it. You get some setup here. You get some development for the ranch characters, Jeremiah, Troy's upbringing. 100, we get introduced to Walker as an awesome villain at the start. Going from there, we got Red Dirt, the Unveiling, and then Children of Wrath. So the mid-season finale, pretty good build up here. Had some good episodes in here. Certainly, had no problem with a lot of these. There wasn't much slow. There weren't many slow episodes either. There's very few episodes that I watched that afterwards I wasn't just glued.
I really liked the stuff with the ranch, Walker, and kind of how that was going and how that was shaking up, the scalping and what was happening to Troy. If that's, or what was happening to, well, Troy and Jake, but remember the scene with Jake where he almost gets scalped? That's one of the scariest scenes in all of The Walking Dead. I mean, that might be more scary than anything in the original series ever. I mean, even than character deaths, it's just, the sequence is just absolutely terrifying to watch. I mean, I don't watch it back because it just freaks me out so much. So, if you want to talk fear and Fear of the Walking Dead, that's one of the most, that's one of the scariest scenes ever, man. That's something to fear. So that was something, man. I, definitely going to remember that as maybe a high point in terms of the shock and the fear that the Walking Dead and zombie apocalypse type universe can have. That's about as high as you're probably going to get, right? So then we finish off the first half with Children of Wrath, which, really exciting. You get the back and forth fighting and the stuff going on there. Very solid, very fast pace. And then we get Madison, who makes a crazy decision, which is that even though they're part of the ranch group, they're not necessarily on the ranch group's side, so they kill Jeremiah. They serve as head to Walker, and she kind of becomes allies with Walker at this point, which is a pretty good twist, because going up until that point, you would think that Walker would be, the villain. I mean, when you see him introduced and everything, you see stuff he's doing, you wouldn't think they would be able to kind of take him from that and make him a part of the same group that Madison is with, for sure. But they have a mutual respect for each other. And the final scene in that episode is one of my favorites of all of Fear, where she kind of delivers the head in a bag to him. It's brutal, man. I mean, that is really brutal. But, it's one of my favorite Fear moments as well, too, because it's just like, I just don't know if Rick would deliver someone's head in a bag to somebody. Like when the governor wants Michonne, Rick is like, F you. At first he's like, okay, maybe we'll do it. Maybe we'll get Merle. But then afterwards he goes back on it, and so does Merle even. So to see her just do it and, to have that be it. Michonne's innocent, though, and Jeremiah's not. But some nice twists in here, the Ophelia stuff and all that. Definitely the mid-season finale is quite the high point as well. So the first half is like the perfect first half you could want to have for, Walking Dead. Not just Fear, but anything Walking Dead. It's like fucking perfect. It's awesome. The second half, so we go Minotaur. The second half double premiere is okay. It's pretty good, pretty exciting with Troy and that kind of stuff, and getting to see them join together. It wasn't bananas, it wasn't amazing, but is an okay point in the season, I think. The Diviner, Last Serpiente, some good stuff with Daniel getting developed here throughout, and the Strand and the other stuff that's going on. But then Brother's Keeper and This Land Is Your Land. Oh man, Brother's Keeper. Very, very exciting episode. Seeing our first kind of herd being kind of, brought towards a location with the ranch. Troy kind of using them to kind of destroy the ranch down is very exciting. And, I remember in the Walking Dead series, season 6, how long it took to like set up this whole, Walker thing where they're corralling them and they're trying to get them away, and how many episodes that was set up for. And then in Fear, it all kind of comes out of nowhere in like one episode. It's so exciting. It was just so well done. That's another one that stands out as a really high point for me from the season. One of the best episodes. But then This Land Is Your Land, as well again afterwards, really great with Alicia, and maybe one of the best character-centric episodes Fear has ever had as well, too. Very scary as well, just really well done as well, too. So there's just not a lot of weak episodes in this season. There just isn't. I mean, you look at it through, it's like, did any of these episodes suck? I mean, maybe the weakest is the mid-season premiere, and even that's not bad. Maybe like the second episode of it, episode 11 or something, or 9 and 10, or like maybe episode 10 or 11 might be like the weakest of the season, but even those are, really, really great episodes, I want to say. So not bad at all, for sure. And then we get ready for tonight's finale, of course, after El Matadero, which was, was okay. You could say that El Matadero was like an okay episode. It was. It wasn't like crazy, but, it's hard to say like which episode of this is the weakest of the season, because there's so many really great ones here with super fast pacing. And then tonight we're going to have to see Things Bad Begun and Sleigh Ride to finish it off. So maybe it's because they're doing double premiere, double finale, this kind of format where you're getting more quickly, so that even if there's kind of an episode here or there, it's like they're dumping so much in you at once, it's very epic to see. Maybe that has something to do with it. But this season for Fear, I mean, for me, it's just been like so amazing as a Walking Dead fan. I just really enjoyed it a lot. High points start, mid-season finale, low point maybe mid-season premiere, and then really hot at episode 12 into episode 13, and then we'll see how it finishes up tonight. But yeah, best episodes, I say, like, maybe 1, and then 12 and 8, I guess, is what I would go with for best episodes of the season. But you guys can certainly write yours. There's some other really good ones in here. We had the stuff with, Daniel and his episodes that he had that were really exciting. And, big deaths, even recently, in episode 14. So, man, really crazy stuff. What a nuts season. Just nuts. So write your comments below. Let me know what you guys think. Let's get into just a few of your guys' questions. Maybe as an episode by itself, episode 12, Brother's Keeper, might be the most standout or the most entertaining episode. It might not be the best done of them all, but maybe for me it's the most entertaining to get to see everything they did in that. And the Travis kill too. It's hard to decide sometimes. First question is from Electricdarkness, who says, "Hey Trev, just curious if we will see you at the Greek Theater for the Walking Dead Season 8 premiere." So no, you won't be, unfortunately. Sorry, dudes. Can't do that kind of stuff. I know there was a Talking Dead, some kind of We Are the Walking Dead contest. All of these contests, from what I've seen, you got to be American. You got to be a U.S. citizen to enter. So, I probably won't be doing, any kind of entries anymore just because of that. It's like, I did kind of do one in season 7, and I sent through a tape, but I didn't hear anything of it probably because I'm Canadian, or maybe just because, just whatever. There's huge Walking Dead fans out there. So, it's what it is. And any of you guys who are going, congratulations. Really happy for you guys. But no, I won't be there. But I'll be here with you guys online, doing the reviews and all the usual stuff. And that's another reason, too, why I'm not so sure about doing this stuff, because I got to be there with you guys. I enjoy doing this so much. To leave and go do something else is like, I'm just happy here with you guys. This is what it is. I'm with all you guys, so it's awesome. Yannick Naert says, I like the parts with Andrea and Michonne. Alicia and the Black Mysterious Warrior chick. Sounds pretty nice from Yannick. Maybe she does have some Michonne vibes. She's super badass. She uses a hand-to-hand weapon, even though she uses a pickaxe instead of like a sword. So yeah, maybe. I don't really. She's a lot different than Michonne, though. Michonne is very reserved. She's smart. She's kind of calculating. She's not a loud mouth. She'll go hard, like when she's got to go in and start slashing up zombies and stuff. She will. But she's a thinker too, This other one, she seems kind of like a yappy, like a chihuahua. She's yapping, right, all the time. And that to me kind of makes it sound like, maybe she's not as strategic as someone like Michonne. So I'm not so sure personality-wise she is that much like Michonne. Just because they're both black doesn't mean they're similar. And they use, hand-to-hand weapons. They both look really badass, though. We got to give them that. We'll have to see if she can kind of become kind of a more mainstay character in the future for Alicia. Alicia could use some other characters around her for her journey that she's on, her adventure, so to speak. T says, Q&A, do you think Fear the Walking Dead will ever return to an urban setting in the near future? So, an urban setting, I think we will see lots of different settings in Fear. I think they've done a really good job of mixing up the different environments. We've seen the water with the Abigail. We've seen LA just at the beginning and prior to the ZA. We've seen like high school, some survivalist spots. We've seen, straight in Mexico, which is a different country, which is cool. Tijuana cities, the dam, the ranch. There are a lot of different locations. But yeah, I think you're right. I think we will see some kind of urban setting. And I would not be surprised if eventually they head back into the U.S. a bit more versus, being in Mexico. So we're going to have to see if they're going to do any kind of tie-in with the original series. One of the characters would have to go to the U.S. if they're to cross shows. So we'll have to see how that crossover thing works. And if they do, in fact, head back into the U.S., we're going to see. Eric Graham says, come on, Trev. You know why Nick has the zombie heads. Nick wants to get high. Remember the brain stems? That's one thing. He's got the cart right from this week. The thing about that is, the picture. I just don't know. Is that okay to do that? I mean, I guess so, because they're not... in terms of zombie rules, if you get zombie blood in you, do you turn? No, I guess not, because you see Michonne, she gets covered in blood all the time from slashing up zombies. So it has to be a bite or something like that for the virus to transfer. But is it a good idea also to be ingesting, that? I just don't know. I mean, I think at the least he could get a stomach ache or get sick or something. So I'm not sure, but maybe Nick can become a zombie apocalypse kingpin, getting everybody hooked on brain stems. At least it's something different. We never really seen that in the original Walking Dead series. And you could see someone like that, maybe get some followers and offer that as like a service to people or something. So I don't know, maybe, but it's tough to say. I like the idea of the Whisper mask that I did a video on Wednesday this week. Spoonful for you says, Q&A, Trev. What do you think of the Crazy Dog character? Did you get upset that he vanished halfway through episode 14? Do you think he will make it out of season 3? I would love to hear your thoughts. You're right. He did kind of, fade into the background. To be honest, he's a good supporter for Walker, but will he make it out? Your guess is as good as mine. I mean, I guess there's no real way to say. They've already killed off so many characters. I keep expecting them to stop, but then they just keep doing it. I think Dave Erickson is basically pulling out all the stops since this is his last season of Fear, right? This is his last season, so he's like, screw it, kill anybody you want. Give them some characters. They'll be fine, but I want this to be epic because this is my last season of the show. This is my show, so, it's giving, passing the torch to somebody else after, but he probably wants it to be as epic as it can be in season 3, and I think he's accomplished that, as we just discussed before. I think he definitely has. I don't think much of Crazy Dog. I really don't. Can I see him becoming a bigger character? Well, just because of the lack of characters that they have to deal with, they have to work with, I could see it because they just don't have that many. But at the same time, I could also see them killing him off because they're like, well, we got nothing to do with him. Walker might last, but his whole crew may not. So, I don't really care too much unless they develop him more, and they haven't really done that so far. So I didn't notice he vanished halfway through, to be honest with you. I didn't even notice, but you're right, he did. I just didn't. I didn't even think about it. I was so focused on what they were doing and Ophelia and the other stuff with Daniel. I never really thought about it. But I wouldn't be surprised if they killed him off in this finale just to pull out all those stops because it's 2 episodes. So we'll have to see. Can I see he's a locked-in long-term survivor? He's not really a member of the group so far. He could become one, but right now he's not, I don't think. And he's been rude to Alicia and stuff before, and Ophelia's dead now, so I don't know, man. Then we got Liquid Leg, who says, true question is, where the hell is Luciana? Also, I don't really care about that either, to be honest. I would think that Nick might want to go find her, like Nick might want to search for her, but, it's weird to me that he doesn't seem to really want to. He doesn't seem to care, but then again, he probably has had a lot of girlfriends over the years, being in drugs and stuff like that, and being in drugs right now. He's, maybe he doesn't care so much about that, about the relationship with her. But, you would think that if he kind of led a group with her, he was with her, they traveled together, they almost died together, they had a fight for survival together, that he would want to be with her. But maybe, maybe that's him. Maybe he doesn't really care so much about that. Then the last one will be from Adam Ford, who says, I'm predicting that Madison kills either Strand or Daniel. You heard it here first. Kills either Strand, other Daniel. I think he means so Strand or Daniel. I don't think that Madison would kill Daniel. I don't think so. But because Strand sold him out, there is a part with her with a hammer. So I'm not sure if that's someone else that she's using the hammer on. It could be. But, again, if Dave Erickson wants to pull out all the stops, he could kill Strand off in this finale and have that be a huge death. Then you have one of the craziest seasons of Walking Dead ever. You have so many major character deaths. It's just insane. And, it would finish it off as like a WTF season all the way through because all these characters you thought were going to be long-term and then so many of them are getting killed off. It's crazy. So, but, you could think like, okay, he wants to really make an impression and he wants to really maximize it. Well, he's got time. And then it's someone else's problem in the future to develop other characters, right? So you could see it too, right? If you were doing it, you want it to be the best so that your name is on it. And then you give it to someone else and it's up to them afterwards. I'm not saying that he's going to screw people. I'm just saying that you want to make it yours. You want to make it the best you can. Well, you got it before you pass that baton, right? You're running the rally. You're going to go as fast as you can. The last step, you're going to give it over, and then hope the other person does what they do, right? That's what it is. So that'll be it for today's final Q&A leading up to the finale for Fear the Walking Dead Season 3. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, don't forget, thumb it up below. If you're new to the channel, want to put on those subscribing pants, bottom left to subscribe. And I'll see you guys back again, of course, tonight for a couple more videos. Check it out. I did a Marvel Legends figure collection video for you guys today. It's in the channel. You can check that out too. That's it for this one. I'll see you guys again soon for another video. As always, this is Trev, and I'm saying peace. See you guys soon.